Hello, and in this tutorial we are going to look at the shell based lattice commands, and in particular in this one we're going to look at the shell surface command. Now the shell lattices are useful if you want to put a lattice in an object, but you want to ensure that the outer skin remains as it currently is. So in this case we have a turbine impeller that we've imported into the software as a step object, and these vanes are very important to the functionality of the object, so we need these to remain solid and have a skin on them, but we also want to perhaps be able to lightweight this object, so we want to use a lattice in the interior. So let's begin. As always, the first thing we want to do is highlight the object that we will place the lattice inside of. So we'll do that, and then we'll click the shell surface button in the lattice tab. That's brought up this problem component, and we'll click on the shell surface lattice button here. And here you can see we still have the similar options to what we get in the normal lattice tab. For example, we can select the lattice unit cell type. We can toggle between the cell size in X, Y, and Z and the number of cells, and also toggle between double skin, so sheet-based or surface lattices. In this case, we're going to set a cell size of 6mm. And here, what we have, interestingly, is this offset, and this is the new input field that we see for shell lattices. So in here we have 1mm as a standard. If this is a positive number, we will see this offset from the surface in a positive manner. But what we want to do, because this is the exact geometry we want, is set a negative number in here, say negative 3mm. And what this will do is create a 3mm wall thickness in between this part and where the lattice will appear. So next I'm going to click on this settings tab just so we can have control over the generate resolution, and I'm going to set this to 0.2mm, and we can now generate this lattice, and it's generating now. So here we can see the generated lattice in preview mode, and what we can't see yet is if the lattice is inside. I suppose we can if we zoom right in, and you can see the structure inside of here. But what we'll do is we will now bring this back into the software by decimating it and baking it back in as a mesh. So I click that now. And now we have an option to merge the lattice and the shell into the same object. So if I click merge, we'll end up with one combined lattice and shell structure. If I click split, we can end up with the shell and the lattice as separate objects. Now there might be reasons that you want to do that for analysis, for example, but in this case we are going to click the merge option. Now this might take 30 seconds to a minute, so I'll cut this part of the video and we'll come back when we have the mesh back in the software. So here we are. We've now got this lattice shell mesh inside of the software, and I'm just gonna slice this model now so we can see inside and take a look at the lattice structure. So to do that, I want to first create a plane. Now I can create a plane in the XZ direction. Or, yeah, this is fine, just the X direction. And now I want to create a slice of this plane. So I'll click the slice tool in the tools tab. And here I can select the plane, and I can select the object I want to slice, which is this mesh now. And I can now click slice. So now we can see the lattice with the wall thickness surrounding it, and this full skin on the outside of the impeller.